Om. 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 Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram. Om Samacharana Saroja Sandra Neelambudabham Jagananihita Panim Mandanam Mandananam Taruna Tulasi Mala Gandharang Kanjanetram Sadaya Dhavalahasam Vitthalan Chintayami Vitthalan Chintayami.
एकदा निमे सत्रम् उपजग्मुर्यदृच्छया वितायमान ऋषिभिः अजनाभैर्महात्मनः.
Meaning of the verse: once they, by casual turn of events, went to the place of Yajna of Ajanaba, the king Nimi, in which Yajna many sages had assembled. 191. They find a straight, simple way where even mind cannot enter. With such a power, they move through the worlds. Once they came on this earth in their casual journey. 192. While traveling on the face of this vast earth, they came to the region called Ajanaba, where the king Videha was performing a great sacrifice and many great sages had gathered. 193. The pit of sacrifice was properly made according to standard measurements, and the mandapa canopy was also constructed properly. The preparations and the articles required were of best quality. 194. The Sruk, Sruva, the three Sandanas, the Paristaranas, the unbroken pouring of ghee, etc., were properly maintained, and groups of sages were offering oblations in the fire pit. 195. When the sacrifice was completed and the final oblation was given to the fire, people saw these 9 sages with brilliant bodies approaching the place of sacrifice.
तान् सूर्यसङ्काशात् महाभागवतान् नृप यजमानोऽग्नयो विप्राः सर्व एवोपतस्थिरे.
Meaning of the verse: O king, looking at these high souls, Bhagavatas as brilliant as the sun, all of those present, that is the king, the various fires, the Brahmins, got up. 196. How can we describe the heavenly brilliance of those 9 sages whose hearts could contain with love that Lord Sri Krishna, in whose nails the brilliance of sun became pale? 197. Actually, the sun experienced that he could not look at them because of their shining bodies. All the 9 were, by their effulgent bodies, giving adoration to the adoration itself. They were the essence of spirit. 198. All the 9 could be said to be the glory of godhood, the decoration of devotion, and the living statues of 9-fold worship of God. 199. They were as if ornaments of the 9 continents of the earth, or the intrinsic value of 9 jewels embodied, and the essence of 9 types of nidhis, treasures. 200. They appeared as if 9 alternative images of Narayana manifest by their own will, or 9 Narasimhas present in all their brilliance. 201. In the pit of sacrifice, the 3 fires, namely the Dakshinagni, the Grahapatya, and the Ahavaniya, who were invoked, were present in person. All of them got up as soon as these 9 sages came there. They were visible to the sages only. Others did not see them. 202. When these shining personalities were seen, Ritvija and Acharya got up. The king Janak ran forward and hastened to welcome them with great pleasure. 203. He prostrated at their feet, and by removing his crown from his head, bowed with great regard to their feet and led them into the mandap.
विदेहस्थानभिप्रेत्य नारायण परायणान् प्रीतः सम्पूजयान् चक्रः आसनस्थान्यथार्हतः.
Meaning of the verse: knowing them to be great devotees of Narayana, the king Nemi was much delighted to see them. When they were seated, he duly worshipped them as they deserved such a worship. 204. Knowing them to be devoted to God, the king Janaka felt great respect and joy. He arranged to personally felicitate them. 205. With great faith, he washed their feet, and by using incense, lamp, sandalwood paste, flowers, etc., ceremoniously performed their puja with honey and other auspicious material.
Rochaman Swarucha Brahmaputropaman Navar Papracha Paramapritaha Prashrayavanato Nrupaha.
Meaning of the verse: the king Nimi, greatly pleased to see them, bent low with humility, and to them, the 9 sages who shine in their own light like the sons of Brahma, he put the questions as follows. 206. They were shining in their own light. Their bodies were the essence of spiritual wisdom radiating with their own aura. 207. The spiritual wisdom in their heart was as if ripened and became a light unto themselves. Their bodies were not having any other ornaments. 208. Such ornaments as crown, earrings, or bracelets may be put on the body of a stupid person, but they cannot hide his foolishness, which is quite evident in spite of all decorations. 209. These sages with saturated knowledge of Brahman were not like others. Their knowledge was their ornament, and they had not any other ornament. 210. They were complete with the experience of Brahman, which was very evident in their bodies and limbs also. The inner peace was their decoration. For them, crown or bracelet were of no account. 211. Earlier, when Sanaka and others were praised, when these were compared with them, it could not be decided who were more brilliant, and nobody could identify these sages as separate. 212. Their life was equal, their status was equal, their peace was equal. There was absolutely no difference in them. 213. These were also brothers like Sanaka and others. Their knowledge, their behavior, their manners, and their bearing were all just like Sanaka and others. There was no difference at all. 214. They were 4 and these were 9. But the knowledge of Brahman was equal in all. Their inner peace was also similar, which fact the king Janaka fully understood. 215. Thus seeing their higher inner state, the king was very glad, and with all humility, he requested them in a very soft tone.
Videhovacha Manye Bhagavata Sakshat Parshadanvo Madhudvishaha Vishnor Bhutani Lokanam Pavanaya Charantihi.
Meaning of the verse: the king Videha said, I think you are actually the attendants of Vishnu, the enemy of Dem and Madhu, who are traveling on this earth for emancipation of people. 216. Janaka was having consciousness beyond his physical body also, though he was an emperor of sovereign power and functioned in his body. He requested those sons of Rishabh with great respect and love. 217. Janaka was extremely joyous. His joy was independent of his body. In the state of that happiness and contentment, he requested them with love. 218. He said, if I see your power, you appear to be Almighty God himself. And if I see your body, you're surely great devotees of God. Really, you are equal to the attendants of Sri Hari. 219. In the Upanishads, it is said that God is his own devotee. That statement is practically proved to be true in your person. 220. Another statement in the Upanishads is, by becoming Shiva, you should worship Shiva. That is also evidently true in you. Others may talk about these things, but mere talking is meaningless. 221. You are, with all kindness, traveling on the earth, only to emancipate the people in bondage and to make sacred all that is created by Sri Vishnu in this world. 222. You are roaming all over the world, but only by good fortune somebody may be able to meet you. I must be very fortunate since I am given the opportunity to do some service to you. 223. Blessed is my luck and blessed is my glory. I am feeling very much honored that I have seen your incomparable sacred feet today.
Durlabho manusho dehaha dehinam kshanabhanguraha tatrapi durlabham manye vaikuntha priyadarshanam.
Meaning of the verse, I know that of all the bodies, the human body is very rare to be born in, but it is ephemeral. But rare in it is to have a glimpse of those who are loved by Vishnu. 224. The king Janaka said, Sirs, the human body is very rare in all the creatures. It is very difficult to be born as human being. 225. When the merit and sin are in perfect balance, then only human body in this world where karma is very important is possible to get. If there is more or less in the merit or sin, the person either goes to the heaven or falls in the hell. 226. When karma, both good and bad, becomes equal, there is human birth. But having born as human being, all are not having equal intelligence. Please listen how imbalance happens to enter in the state of equilibrium. 227. Suppose a big stone representing sin is put in one pan of the balance, and in the other pan we put some fragments of merit equal in weight with that stone. Then that man definitely turns towards bad deeds in this life. 228. For example, some sand and some gold, when put in the balance, may be of equal weight, but people spend money to purchase gold and do not take sand at all. 229. Similarly, a man has great merit and many small minor sins equal in weight are put in the balance. 230. When they are born with such stock, their tendency in this birth is towards doing good deeds, and then both the sins and merits are totally wiped out. Then only there is liberation. 231. At such a critical time, a jiva is born as a human being, but there is also a very hard knot of pride is formed of attachment to money, woman, and other pleasures of the senses. 232. Just as it is foolish to give nectar to somebody and take mirage in exchange to quench one's thirst, similarly, when they have such a great gain in having a human body, they abuse it in order to chase objects of senses. 233. Or in exchange of illusory forms of clouds resembling cities of angels, one may give up the gem Chintamani. Similarly, they spoil their life only for getting some false comforts for their senses. 234. It is as bad as cutting down all the wish trees in the garden. And 235. Throwing their branches and leaves as wasted foliage and sowing poppy seeds in the same land. That is how people throw away the most valuable human body. All their activities are centered around food and sex or playing pranks, ridiculing good people, and gossip or sleep. 236. Daily, they waste their time on family feuds, struggle to get pleasures of senses, and if some time is spare, they play at dice. 237. They play all types of mischief. They constantly chatter about the subjects relating to sensual pleasures, and if somebody suggests them to repeat the sacred name of Ram, they suddenly keep strange silence. 238. One may turn away the divine cow if it comes at one's door. That is the way in which they waste the great opportunity of having birth as human being. 239. One may be proud of this human body, but it is ephemeral and it is still rare to meet such devotees who are fully united to God. 240. It is only when millions of good deeds are accomplished that one meets directly such persons who are in deep love of God, and God also loves them. 241. It is because of his liking for their love that the God leaves aside his abstract nature beyond modifications and becomes embodied God. And thus, that God of lotus navel has the great glory of 10 best incarnations. 242. It is by great good fortune that such great devotees on whom the grace of Sri Krishna is always active and who are loved by God meet us. 243. If a man is really desireless, if his attention is totally riveted in his own self, and if crores of our merits support him continuously, then he can meet those who are dear to the Lord Hari. 244. It may be possible to have the milk of a tigress or a lioness. It may be possible to get the nectar and the moon in our hands. But devotees who are dear to God are difficult to meet. It requires extremely rare fortune. 245. By drinking the milk of tigress or a lioness, a man may become very strong, but it will not make him free of birth and death. 246. It is said that a man who can get the nectar and the moon becomes healthy and is not affected by any disease, but moon herself is consumptive. So how can her nectar make anyone else free of disease? 247. If at all by the milk of tigress or lioness people would be deathless, how the bees themselves, from whom the milk is derived, meet death? 248. But when we meet the devotees of Hari, the calamities of this life do not touch us, and the chain of birth and death totally disappears. In short, to meet such devotees, great good luck is required. 249. Today, all that good luck is on my side, and that is why you have met me. So, I am asking you to please tell me what is the highest welfare.
अथ आत्यन्तिकं क्षेमं पृच्छामो भवतो नघाः संसारेऽस्मिन् क्षणार्धोऽपि सत्सङ्गस्येव धीर्नृणाम्.
Meaning of the verse, oh, the guileless sages, we ask you what is the extreme welfare of man. In this world, even half a moment of company of saints is the highest achievement for people. 250. If we call you sinless and flawless, it is wrong because you are so clean and pure already that by looking at you, all the stigmas of Kali are destroyed. 251. It is said that the river Ganga purifies all if we take bath in her water, but that Ganga herself seeks the touch of your feet in order to wash away the accumulated sins which pollute her. 252. The benefit of your company and your glimpse is the river Ganga of spirit, and it is very powerful because by looking at it, the mundane life comes to an end. Then, where is the place for birth and death? 253. Ganga is nowhere in comparison to your glimpse. The greatness of sacred places has no prestige compared to it. Those sacred places cannot nullify the mundane life, but your benign vision does destroy all bondage. 254. By your kind glance, you enhance all the sacredness. I myself now very pure because you have met me and you are so compassionate. 255. By great good luck, I have the company of such pure sages who are virtually kindness personified. Even Vedas become silent in trying to describe the greatness of the company of saints. 256. Brahman is having no qualifications. It has no knowledge of its own qualities. By the speech uttered by the mouth of saints, the Brahman is confirmed as Brahman. The good company of godmen like you has great significance without any parallel. 257. If we say that the company of the saints is similar to depositing money, we find that money deposited can be lost, but the company of saints makes the seekers realize the Atman. 258. If we get hidden treasure, it encourages us to indulge in more sensual pleasures. But sirs, good company is not like that. It gives happiness beyond all objects. 259. The saints give such an advice that the disciple can get joy beyond sense organs and the ecstasy beyond the objects. Thus, vast is the greatness of sages. 260. Even if we get the company of a real saint for half a moment, it breaks the attachment to worldly life. Thus, only the fortunate seekers know the significance of the company of such pure Mahatmas. 261. The saints are pleased with people by the very faith and trust they have in those saints. Sirs, the worldly life becomes null and void in the vicinity of saints. Should I stop here, Vaishnavi?
Yes. Okay. We can stop here. Good. Good presence of mind. Such lovely reading. Anybody wants to share any thought? Please share your thoughts. Anybody memorize that verse of the 9 saints?
Yes, Varsha ji, I did.
So now we've continued further. Any point that has attracted anybody today?
This
Is it about
208 point, such ornaments, the spiritual wisdom, such
Yes.
ornaments as crown, earrings, or bracelets may be put on the body of a stupid person, but they cannot hide his foolishness, which is quite evident in spite of all decorations. And
Yes.
209 says these sages with saturated knowledge of Brahman were not like others. Their knowledge was their ornament, and they had not any other ornament.
Very
That is
true.
really
Beautiful.
beautiful.
All the wise people are only sought, right?
Yeah.
Whichever in the whether Brahmadhyani, if you are thinking, or even in the political, yeah, you can be from a dynasty, you can be from a very old party, whatever, you can have born with a silver spoon, but you don't know to lead politically, you talk something nonsense is evident in spite of all the richness. And some tea sellers talk we can attract when there is knowledge. It is seen in the Laukika world, then what to speak of the Paramarthic world. Yes, true. Beautiful line.
And even about the company of saints.
Yes.
Hmm.
That is the thing, no? In the company of saints, then we change actually in the sitting in their presence. The whole purpose of being from Gurudev Jayanti on 8 to 12 was to be in the company of saints. And 108 Yati Puja, seeing all those saint Mahatmas. See, the organizing itself is done by sannyasis and brahmacharis. I have not seen Grahastha working over there. I saw all these brahmacharis working, organizing, and the puja is done. And just being there, you don't have to be there. You have to just bring your body over there and be sitting over there. Nothing you had to. Amazing. It's indescribable where saints are present, the atmosphere is present. Kerala was hot and burning. And at the inaugural function time, when when Mukhya Swamiji is speaking, it rained. Before that, it's hot, roasting, dry. It rained only at the inaugural time. And after that, there is no rain. After the inauguration function is over, there is no rain. Gita chanting day, when Sampurna Gita Parayan is done, it rained. After that, there is no rain. So to come and go, I was never trapped in any rain. It was only at those occasions. Means when Santa Mahatmas are there, miracles happen, means everybody is enveloped in their care. That yoga and kshema automatically happens, and one should desire to be in the company of the saints. Amazing. Yes, Nikhila ji, that point was also good.
So you were doing Pada Puja to one Swamiji. So it was done every day, Varshaji?
No, 108 Nyati Puja was done on one day. All 108 sannyasis, not brahmachari, sannyasis were set, made to sit, and 108 Pada Pujas happened at the same time. Amazing to be in that atmosphere, my God.
Blessed to be there.
And there were supposed to be yajmans and all, and I was not a yajman, I was just sitting. And it so happened to be that there were not sufficient yajman. They said, "Do you want to do?" I said, "Of course, yes." And I didn't lose my chance, and I could do. And amazing. And the way it was organized, we can't describe because they are seeing from what perspective. We see head, body, hands, leg like us, but what they see, we don't know. We can only have this sadbuddhi that they have something which we don't have. Let us be in their presence. This much sadbuddhi also is good enough. Otherwise, education will be there and you might be present also over there, but you would not know what you are doing and you not give also importance to it. That also I've seen people like that. So some people don't realize what is coming their way. And yes, those points were also very good. To get free, that liberation points were also good. Yes, amazing. So I think good reading. We'll stop over here today. We have stopped at 261 today, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
We have stopped at 2. We'll continue tomorrow. It's going to get very. Who wants to read tomorrow? Okay, so we'll find it out later. Over to you, Jayanti ji, to do the closing prayers.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
Krishnarpanamastu.
कृष्णार्पणमस्तु Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Jayanti ji.
Asha ji, can I do tomorrow?